Stormblock Publishing presents Entanglement, Quantum and Otherwise by John Danenbarger. Performed by David Vries. Part 1. The bony-eared assfish, Momentous, the only known member of its genus, lives at darkest, funereal depths of the oceans. Prologue. Present day, 2044 CE. Gina. The decision. Glacial ice. Layered, thick, forming after the bewildering storm in her head and creeping up her spine. The courier's delivery from Joe Tink lies like a white patch of snow on her desk. Being alone in her office, she doesn't have to explain to anyone why she is waiting for it to melt. But it doesn't. Finally, with curiosity spreading like hoarfrost, she feels forced to open this unwarranted denunciatory thing in front of her, to decide if she should leave. Your father is dead. That's it? She's vexed, almost angry. What's with this couriered letter? He could just as easily have called her from Bangor. Always had. They were close, weren't they? Closer than normal. Besides, she had long hoped her father would kill himself. But Joe wrote more. Pages and pages. This late September afternoon, in some sort of unfamiliar, circuitous telepathy, Gina had been thinking about Joe, pickled Tink Joe, more than usual. She was reminded of him earlier by two different women in her Kansas City office, asking Gina about the fall season back in New England, presuming that she knew all about New England and its leaves. You know, Gina, how beautiful it must be. With Gina's children out of the nest and her ex, a near-forgotten fugitive from marriage, she had moved to a smaller apartment in Prairie Village, west of Kansas City, to live alone, but rarely feeling alone. Her two boys, or more probably their spouses, dependably call about visiting her with the grandchildren during holidays, and neighbors in the building complex drop in daily to see if she needs anything. While early on in younger years, if she had lived there in Prairie Village, if she would have had time to think, she might have found this neighborly spontaneity a bothersome lack of privacy. Now in her 50s, she loves this place and the Midwestern populace who go nowhere. No New Englander had ever seemed as outgoing and optimistic as these Kansas busybodies, and although Gina found that the religious tethering of the Bible Belt could be a nuisance, she has several local social friends who are comfortably unbridled and who distract Gina from her shrouded pathos, often recruiting her into playing bridge on Sunday afternoons and in occasional local tournaments. Gina would never tell any one of these people, or anyone else for that matter, how she had grown up, seeing the fall season as death and dying, invariably depressing. Kansas is nosy neighbors, but still, New England is the epitome of fall presenting itself in all its dispiriting glory. In New England, she had thought she smelled the dying and the rotting leaves, and she had heard death's unambiguous footsteps in Maine's ice and snow, inwardly cringing with the sound of each bone-crushing footfall in the long dark winters. Or maybe not. Maybe the winters are not the reason at all. Maine reminds her in overkill of the past, the shivers of buried darkness, ruining sleep, anguish, grief, agony, words that mean nothing compared to the reality. Thus, many years ago, when offered a full-time position after temping in Kansas City during college, she decided to continue living in Kansas, away from New England. Gina is running her own construction consulting business, her towering height underscoring her authoritative presence, both for her few employees and for her clients. She has made sure her office staff have only seen her as a stoic engineer, a just but distant boss. Thus,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?